Show starts in 5 minutes.
Good evening, folks, and a hearty welcome to our drive-in theater. We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you, one that will provide several hours of pleasurable relaxation and diversion for you and your family. Did you fail to dress up for tonight's show? No tie, an old shirt and slacks, a house dress? Well, don't give it a thought. We're glad you came as you are. We just want you to enjoy yourselves.
Here's a new taste treat. The corn dog. Plump, juicy wieners are dipped in a thick, golden Southern-style corn batter that seals in all their freshness and flavor. If you like hot dogs, you'll love corn dogs. Everybody does. Try a corn dog with your favorite beverage. At the refreshment corner now. Corn dogs.
It's 4 minutes till showtime.
Yum, yum. It's time for a tasty and refreshing snack. We promise to satisfy your hunger, your thirst, your sweet tooth. So visit our refreshment center now. Let's go!
It's 3 minutes till showtime.
Men, there's a drive-in movie full of juicy people. Wow! It's a trap! Help! It's Pick! We've had it, men.
A pleasant aroma for you, but not for mosquitoes. Pick is easy to use. Light it and forget it. Pick's aroma keeps mosquitoes, gnats, and sandflies away. Pick is the best protection for barbecues, fishing and camping trips, or just relaxing in the yard.
So if you don't want our company ever anywhere, just like Pick and see what I mean? Bye!
Pick is on sale at the refreshment stand now. Show starts in 2 minutes.
Today we're interviewing a stomach.
Hello there.
What is life like as a stomach?
Oh, boy, it was humdrum. I mean, until what's-his-name discovered Tony's Pizza.
Tony's Pizza?
Yeah, I was suffering from the pizza cravings until Tony's came along. Crispy crust and zesty sauces. Wow.
And so now... What's that?
Another pizza craving. Just thinking about Tony's sets it off.
Oh, where are you going?
He's going to get a Tony's Pizza, and I follow him anywhere.
Does your stomach send you pizza craving signals? Oh, wow. Tony's, the pizza craver's pizza.
There are words men live by, words of strength, of wisdom, and of peace. We urge you to find the spiritual comfort and guidance we all so greatly need by attending your place of worship regularly.
Show starts in 1 minute.
Yum, yum. It's a meal in itself. Our all-meat super dog. Enjoy one now.
And now, on with the show.
and welcome to a special edition of the movie quiz. Tonight is the night before Thanksgiving. And so tonight's game is not going to be something that counts towards the regular season. We're going to resume with Multiplex of Madness play next week, which will be the 29th of November. That'll be the deciding game of deciding who gets those points going first, second, and third going into the finale. But tonight we're going to do something special. We are going to be celebrating not Thanksgiving, but the night before, which is Hanksgiving. We are going to be celebrating Hanksgiving tonight. This is going to be a reworking replay of our Hanksgiving game from 2021. So I kind of rewrote the game a bit, and it's not exactly all brand new, but it's pretty new, and it's gonna be fun. All Tom Hanks, all the time. And joining me tonight to hang out with me, talk some Hanks, is my good friend. It's been a while since he's been here. I'm so happy to have him back. Calvin Cole. Calvin is here. How you doing, buddy?
I'm very well indeed. Yourself?
I'm great. Are you I should have asked you this before asking you to come on the show. Are you a Hanks fan? Are you a Hanks aficionado?
I am a fan. I don't know. It's aficionado.
Well, what's the line? I guess what's the line of
deep special knowledge, but I find him charming and funny. I like some of his deep cuts.
Yeah.
Big Burbs guy.
Burbs, yeah. There's gonna be. I don't know if there's any Burbs questions tonight, but there's a Burbs image that I used later in the show. You'll see it. It's coming up.
But yeah, no, I think he's fantastic, and I hope he's as nice as he seems. I want to root for
I get the feeling he is. I don't think never I feel like after 40 some odd years of him being a star, you would have heard something if he wasn't.
But then you get the well, shit. I don't want to get. It's Hanksgiving.
Yeah. Okay. We don't want to. Let's start. Let's jump right in because it's already 9:00 on Thanksgiving Eve. People are probably drunk. Let's get into in-game mode. I'm bringing back some of the old stuff for tonight's game because it's not Multiplex of Madness and not doing the in-game portal. All right, so we're gonna jump in with our first round. Since it's not multiplex, it's just a straight up game. There's no choices to be made. Our first round of tonight's game is American Hankstery X, Real History, the Tom Hanks Way. All right, real dude loves historical drama. He loves to be on TV, Band of Brothers, The Pacific, From the Earth to the Moon. But this is all about Hanks' history on TV. He's good at it too. He's definitely got a bee in his bonnet for World War II.
Well, there's an authenticity to him where even though he's an enormously recognizable star, he's on screen. He doesn't like take you out of it.
No, he's still got enough everyman quality to carry it. All right, so here comes our first question in American Hankstery X. On what D-Day invasion beach did Hanks's company land in the opening battle of Saving Private Ryan? And your options are Utah, Omaha, Juneau, and Sword. Which one of these?
Those are all real beaches.
They're all real. They're all real. But the question is, in Saving Private Ryan, which beach were they on?
I think I know, but I could be wrong. I might just have Peyton Manning in my head.
What do you that tells me, Calvin, that you are correct because the answer is Omaha. It's Omaha. Also, Saving Private Ryan. Happy birthday, Private Ryan. Happy birthday, Private Ryan. All right, question number 2. In which movie does Hanks's character begrudgingly accept a job from candy bar magnate Walter Harvey, a fictional stand-in for real-life chewing gum tycoon Philip K. Wrigley? So they fictionalized Philip K. Wrigley in what movie?
Ooh.
What Hanks movie?
I have a guess, but I'm not sure.
You can definitely reason this one out.
So I'm thinking because of the name Wrigley that there's maybe a sports connection?
Mm-hmm.
Is this a league of their own?
It is. Wrigley is was the owner of the Cubs and also co-founder of the Women's Baseball League in real life. And Walter Harvey played by what's his name? Gary Marshall, Penny Marshall's brother. He was Walter Harvey. Question number 3. What is the canine name of the 2020 Apple TV Plus movie that starred Hanks as a U.S. Navy captain whose convoy is trying to survive U-boat attacks during the Battle of the Atlantic? Is it Bloodhound, Foxhound, Greyhound, Elkhound? Which of these hounds?
This I did not see. I am not an Apple TV fella.
This was pretty good. I watched it when it came out. I think I maybe watched this in preparation for Hanksgiving 1 back in 2021.
Submarine movies would be an interesting category. There's
this
too
one.
many of them for how many people are ever on submarines.
There's K-19, The Widowmaker, Crimson Tide, Hunt for Red October. Yeah, there's
Periscope.
Down Periscope, Das Boat. Two movies in the same category. Do you remember what this one was called, Calvin?
Is it Greyhound?
It is. It's Greyhound. Greyhound.
Because I thought it was a bus movie.
It was Speed 3 starring Tom Hanks.
I'll tell you what, I would be way less scared in a World War II submarine than I would be at a Greyhound station on it.
The one. Have you ever been to the basement of the Port Authority where where like Trailways and Greyhound they all leave from? It is fucking Moss Eisley down there, man. It is
horrifying,
terrifying.
And the one time I went, I bought my ticket in advance, and then they make you stand in line fucking anyway.
It's hard. Yeah, well, the regular NJ Transit buses leave from down there. If you go like past like 1 a.m., you got to go down there. You got to go into the belly of the beast where it's truly terrifying and gross. All right, here comes question number 4. How did the CIA's Francis Gary Powers end up in the custody of the USSR, which led to the prisoner exchange in Bridge of Spies? Was his spy plane shot down over Soviet airspace? Was he captured during the Bay of Pigs invasion in Cuba? Caught photographing a Moscow nuclear facility? Or helping a defector over the Berlin Wall?
Interesting. Bridge of Spies. Man, there's a lot of I have not seen a lot of late Hanks.
Yeah, there's also like since doing the first one, like I did rewrite a lot. This category is pretty much the same as it appeared 2 years ago, but there's been he's done a lot of movies in the last 2 years. Yeah. Like he's come out with a lot of stuff. Like A Man Called Otto, which is not in this quiz. Pinocchio, the fucking Pinocchio Robert Zemeckis movie. Yeah, he's Geppetto, and that's directed by Robert Zemeckis. The two of them combined on Forrest Gump, which I personally don't like, but I understand that it is considered a classic, and Castaway, which I love, and then they got together for Geppetto. All right, so the answer for this one is he was shot down over Soviet airspace. His spy plane was shot down over airspace.
I thought that was it, but I talked myself out of it.
You talked yourself out of it?
I think I would have gone with the Berlin Wall.
You would have gone, yeah. It's tough. That's like The Spy Who Came in from the Cold is that one. Here's a rare true or false question on TMQ. I generally don't like true or false questions, but here comes one. True or false, Apollo 13's Captain Jim Lovell did eventually get to walk on the moon. Is that true or false? That Jim Lovell obviously didn't walk on the moon during the Apollo 13 mission, but true or false, he did eventually get to do it.
How many total people have walked on the moon now?
Let's see. There was Apollo 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. 2 apiece, so 12, I guess.
Huh.
It's only Americans, right? Nobody else has landed anybody on the moon, have they?
I don't think so.
Not a human.
Right.
So do you know the answer to this one, Calvin?
I don't. It would be pure guess.
He did not. Jim Lovell never got to the moon. He never got there, unfortunately. But he did get played by Tom Hanks, which is a pretty good consolation prize.
That's true. How many people can say, I wonder, has he played more than a dozen real people?
I mean, I did once. I don't think it's not in tonight's game, but I did once do like he's been Sully and who else? Mr. Rogers. He has been a ton of real people, including the guy from Bridge of Spies. I don't think that was a composite character. That's straight up that he played the actual guy.
Yeah.
Oh, and here's another one. Here's another movie where he plays a real one. Spielberg and Hanks's fifth team up, The Post, was about the Washington Post's attempts to publish what bombshell series of classified documents? Was it the Pentagon Papers, the Panama Papers, Watergate transcripts, or the Downing Street memos?
Yeah, I think it's interesting that it's statistically more likely for you to be portrayed by Tom Hanks in a film than to walk on the moon.
That's true.
If you had to pick, which one would you prefer?
I'd probably go with getting played by Hanks because there's no danger of suffocating in a vacuum in that case. And also since NASA now is directly tied in with SpaceX and Elon Musk, I'm not,
some of the prestige has gone.
Not looking to go to the moon under the current command. All right, so this one, it was the Pentagon Papers. The Pentagon Papers was your answer. All right, question number 7. Keeping with the war theme. This is another real person, Charlie Wilson. Charlie Wilson's War tells the story of the titular senator's effort to secretly fund the Mujahideen to battle the Soviets in what country? What was the country that they were funneling money into to battle the Soviets in a proxy war?
Not seen the film, but just historically, I think.
Historically, yeah, that's the thing. This is more of an American history round, I guess, in a way.
Yeah, I definitely would have missed the last one. I probably would have said Watergate. I knew it wasn't Panama. That was too recent.
Yeah, that's recent.
Is this Afghanistan?
It is Afghanistan. Yes, Afghanistan is where the Mujahideen, we propped them up, and that decision never came back to haunt America in any way whatsoever. Totally smart and not short-sighted decision.
We've got a pretty clean record when it comes to this kind of thing.
Yeah, we make great choices when it comes to who to back to fight who we're fighting right now. All right, and here's your final question of round number 1. Playing Captain Chesley, I always think it's Chelsea, but it's Chesley Sullenberger. Hanks recreated the Miracle on the Hudson, which occurred in what year? 08, 09, 10, or 11? What year was the Miracle on the Hudson?
See, the trick to this question is that all 4 of those years are the same year.
They're all compressed into one
completely indistinguishable
blur.
I do also love that just naturally as these years taper physically.
Oh, they do. That's true.
Numbers.
They do. They just they're like a little cone, like a little upside down cone. Do you remember? Do you know what this one is, Calvin?
I'm going to say 2011, just because I'm thinking about in my life what I would have been doing when I heard about Sully.
Yeah, it's 09. It's actually 2009.
Really?
Yeah, it was right after. I think it was right after Obama was inaugurated, because I remember it just was like there was like
Obama.
a brief. It was like, yeah, exactly. It was like a week of just like, things can be good, but then, just wait a few years, buddy. It's not, it can get a lot worse than that. All right. So that is the end of round 1. Check your scores over there somewhere. I can't see them because they haven't happened yet, because I'm broadcasting to you from the past. All right, so that's going to bring us to our second round of tonight's game, which is the picture round. And the picture round is, what's the source? So I'm going to give you 8 Tom Hanks movies, a picture from 8 Tom Hanks movies, and you have to there's going to be a bank of what the source material was. And I'll pull it up.
Not the name of the movie, but
not the name of the movie, but here you'll see. All right, so match the Hanks movie to its source material. Here, let me take the logo out of here so you can see that top one. You got fiction book, nonfiction book, illustrated picture book, graphic novel, which are similar but they are different, magazine article, previous film, TV show, and original screenplay. And Calvin, I understand that you have a friend came along with you, right? A special someone who's worked with Tom Hanks before,
Yes.
right? All right, so I'm gonna take us out of here and put 4 minutes on the clock. 4 minutes on the clock starts now, and you work on this, and then Calvin and I will be back. Or I'm sorry, Calvin's gonna go get his friend, and then we'll see ya in a little bit. All right, so about 30 seconds gone, and I see Calvin just ran out to go get his friend, and here I think he's here. He's a tough guy to get into he's literally a big star. Please welcome from the 1990 film Joe versus the Volcano. It's the Volcano. The Volcano is here. Hello, Volcano.
Hello, Griff.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. So how have things been in the intervening? First of all, this is Hanksgiving. What was it like working with T. Hanks?
Oh, listen, Tom Hanks is a fierce competitor, and he gave it his all, and I have a lot of respect for him. And it's my goal eventually to have a rematch, which I have been pitching for some time.
Do you consider, because I remember at the end of that movie, Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan jump in and then you kind of blast them out. You don't incinerate them. But do you consider that you won that match? Do you consider it a draw? What's your thoughts?
I consider that a TKO.
That's a TKO.
Yes, part of how a fight is scored is ring control and positioning. And I think when you expel someone from the field of battle, that is a victory.
That's true, because he exited the match. And who have you gone toe to toe versus any other big stars in the intervening years, decades?
There was a slow patch. I did have a fight with Butterbean. That was kind of cool. I would really love to get in the ring with Logan Paul. I think that would be a tremendous opportunity.
That would be fantastic. I would love to see him jump into a big pool of lava. I think a lot of people would like to see that. I think would you do that on pay-per-view, streaming, YouTube?
I imagine it would be on pay-per-view, whatever. Frankly, it's about dollars and cents, Chris.
It's about dollars and cents. Yeah, absolutely. So when you're not fighting A-listers, and we got just about a minute, gang. You got about a minute left to sort out these Tom Hanks sources. Who do you spar with? Who do you keep sharp by battling?
Oh, sure. Well, I am part of an archipelago, a sort of Tierra del Fuego, so I have some other volcanoes that I keep shop with, and then other celebrities as well, because you have to train for your opponent and not just guys that are similar to yourself. So
right,
Tom Hanks is not accessible for sparring, which is why I'm looking to set up another fight, and just so I can get this out there while we're still on the air. It has not been accepted. There is no contract, but I have been thinking of a promotional name for the fight. You have to have something catchy like a Thriller in Manila.
Thriller in Manila, right? Rumble in the Jungle, yeah.
Yes. So I am pitching Joe versus the Volcano 2, Assault at the Fault.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
I like that.
Bring him to my tectonic arena.
I like that a lot. All right, my friends, we're going to start for our friends at home, we're going to start the countdown. Get those answers in. I think that's real. That's a very cool idea. You could play with like Pacific Rim because that was like a movie, and Pacific Rim it's volcanic.
Pacific Rim job, something. We can we can brainstorm.
You can brainstorm that. Speaking of which, I know this is a sore subject, or could be. I know that a lot of fighters there's some cognitive issues as they get older. You know, a lot of do you have you suffered from any of that? Do you feel any hesitation stepping back in the ring?
Cognitively, no, I do not feel any hesitation. If anything, I have become more aggressive and erratic with time. I think that helps me keep my fighting edge as my body deteriorates. If anything, it's an advantage. I think when you overthink in a fight, that's when you get in trouble. You got to trust your instinct.
That's when Hanks is going to get the best of you.
Excuse me?
That's when Hanks would get the best of you if you start overthinking.
Yeah. Look, I'm not going to match wits with Tom Hanks, all right? I'm not.
No, he's the guy collects typewriters. He's sharp as a tack. All right, so let's before you head out, Volcano, because I know you got some training to do. Let's stick around.
Yeah.
Let's see how these. Let's look at these answers here. Okay, number 1, that's Dragnet, so that's based on a TV show. 2, that's the Da Vinci Code. That's so that's your fiction book. 3, that's from brand new movie Asteroid City. So that's your original screenplay. 4 is The Lady Killers, which is a remake. He's playing the Alec Guinness role. 5, of course, is Polar Express, which is illustrated picture book. 6 is Catch Me If You Can, nonfiction book. 7 is The Road to Perdition, which is based on a graphic novel. And Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood is based on a magazine article. So those are your answers right there. So Volcano, it was an absolute pleasure to talk to you. I've been trying to get you on the show, but you're so large to get into a room and get onto a webcam.
Yes, travel is difficult.
It's very difficult for you. So thank you so much for joining me, Volcano. Is there any parting words? Any Thanksgiving wishes you want to bestow on the crowd?
Let's see. What am I thankful for? I am thankful for the unstable nature of the Earth's mantle.
That's true. You wouldn't be where you are without it.
And my relationship with Christ.
Okay, I'm gonna send you have a great Hanksgiving and Thanksgiving, Volcano. I hope that Hanks returns your calls.
Okay, thanks so much. Praise Jesus.
Praise Volcano Jesus. All right, so everybody, check out your scores over there while we do the. I'm calling it the lightning round again. I'm bringing back the old, and there it is. There's an image from the Burbs. I'm bringing back the old language. We call it the short round this season, but calling it the lightning round because I found a picture of Tom Hanks with lightning from the Burbs. Excuse me. So here is your 4-part question, lightning round. Name the 4 main antagonists that Woody and his friends in each toy that Woody and his friends face in each Toy Story. What the hell did I type? Did I? How did I write this? This makes no sense. Just name the 4 antagonists in Toy Story 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're voiced by Eric Thomas Van Detten, Kelsey Grammer, Ned Beatty, and Christina Hendricks. All right, I'll give you a minute or so before starting the timer. Calvin, that was such a pleasure to talk to him. How do you know each other?
I met on vacation on a cruise. I don't want to go into details, but it was steamy.
He seems like a hothead.
Yeah, he's unpredictable. Good guy though. Good guy. He's really come a long way.
Yeah, he seems like it. I remember. Yeah, there was he was in the early 90s, constantly in the news, getting in trouble, breaking paparazzi's cameras and stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of problems with women.
Just incinerating them in volcanic steam and ash.
Yeah, I think CBD has played a big role in his.
Oh, that's a big part of his evolution. That's interesting.
Yeah, he's a lot more mellow.
That's interesting. All right, so do you, Calvin? Do you know these Toy Story antagonists?
So I assume the first one is Sid.
Yes, Sid.
And then from there, not really. I know Ned Beatty was the bear, right?
He's the
I don't
bear.
know.
He's Lotso.
Lotso.
So let's see. Hang on. I'm getting some lag here on my recording. All right. So, yeah, your answers here. We got Sid in the first movie, Stinky Pete, the prospector, Lotso Huggin' Bear, and Gabby Gabby, who wasn't really bad in the end, like the other. Although neither was Sid. He was a misguided child from a broken home. And you see him later in the films, and he's kind of got his act together. All right. So, justice for Sid. Hashtag justice for Sid. All right, and so let's move on to our puzzle round. Our puzzle round tonight is alternate titles. So the answer for each of these is going to be the name of a Tom Hanks movie. So you're going to name it from an alternate description of his title. So if I were to say enormous, if the clue were enormous, the movie title would be big. Or if I were to say 5,280 verdant feet, you got verdant means green, and that's how many feet in a mile, the Green Mile, right? So I'm just describing it in a roundabout way. All right, so just the name of a movie. Here comes your first one, Mr. Costello, 2022. Another movie that's come up since the last Hanksgiving, a movie that's been added to the Hanks canon. Mr. Costello.
Okay. I forgot that he was in that.
Yeah, he's very much in this movie.
I mean, he's got to be one of the main characters, right?
He is, and it's okay. So what is the answer, Calvin?
I believe this is Elvis.
It's Elvis. Yes, Elvis is the movie. He plays Colonel Tom Parker, and he's doing something that's supposed to be a Dutch accent, wearing like a big fat suit, and it's kind of Hanks is kind of in a weird period right now. He's kind of in a like off the deep end, like with Geppetto, that Geppetto role we were talking about. He's kind of in a weird zone.
Is he getting into like Nicolas Cage territory where he just like doesn't give a fuck?
I don't know.
But he's still like going for it.
But he's still, I think, like he's still Hanks, so like he can rein it in. I blame Chet Hanks. I think it's Chet Hanks's influence is probably just like having that kid as your son. Yeah, probably is going to skew your perception of.
He probably needs money for like lawyers and shit.
Probably, yeah.
Right.
Constantly feeding.
How's Colin doing?
Colin seems fine. Colin's a good boy. He's married to like a nice actress, isn't he? Colin Hanks married to somebody? We'll look it up. I'll look it up between now and when this airs, and I'll put it in the chat. All right, your second alternate title is Kerplunk, 1984. Kerplunk.
Oh, okay. Got it.
You got it. This one, believe it or not, this is a Ron Howard movie, which I always kind of forget. He did some goofy stuff.
He is a weird dude.
He is. They're all so odd. They're all just odd men. So I take it from that epiphany that you had, Calvin, that you knew it was Splash with what a weird movie. The 80s just were so weird. They like every movie had to be weird. Like it had to be intensely high concept.
Which like and most of them don't really work, but the diet of bizarre that we received growing up, I think
we were conditioned for it.
Yeah.
All right, question number 3.
An original.
A get-together to watch ABC's long-running reality dating show, also from 1984. A get-together to watch ABC's long-running reality dating show.
This was a movie I saw too young.
Yeah. I think this one never really got totally into my It never got into my repertoire, really. I saw Big.
No one talks
like,
about this movie at all.
I saw Big so many times growing up. I saw League of Their Own a million times growing up. But yeah, this movie, I feel like, well, it's not like Hanks is looking to celebrate Bachelor Party. You know, I think
Right.
like he's
Well, there's
not-
also tits in it.
Yes, that's true. Rare for Hanks to be in the titty comedy subgenre, but it was so early in his career that he was like, I got to do something.
He was still like strictly a comic actor.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like, well, Splash is the same year, and I think he had done
Money Pit, maybe, or is that later?
No, I don't know. I think
Turner
I'm
and
not
Hooch.
sure. All right, question number 4. The middle Jonas brother takes on Mount St. Helens. The middle Jonas brother takes on Mount St. Helens.
Stumped.
Can't figure this one out.
You know, I just don't know the Jonas Brothers. Honest to God, if like with a gun to my head, I don't know if I could go 2 for 3.
On the Jonas Brothers? Somehow I know all 3. I had to look up what order they were in to write this question. But the middle one is Joe. And Mount St. Helens is a volcano. It's Joe versus the volcano. Joe versus the volcano. I thought you were being facetious that you were stumped because we just had your friend the volcano here on the program.
You know, maybe I'm just too close to it.
Yeah, exactly. You can't see outside of, you know, you can't get a bird's eye view of things involving the volcano.
Too personal.
All right. Question number 5. Sinkhole full of 5s, 10s, and 20s. 1986.
I gotta remember to keep my mouth shut in between taking other references and things.
Well, that's why I when you said it before, I had to pretend not to know what year it was.
I haven't thought about that movie in a long time.
Yeah. What's the what movie is that you're referring to? This is the Money Pit. The Money Pit we're talking about. And Calvin, don't worry about spoilers. This game is just for funsies. We're just having a goof tonight. Just celebrating Hanks, hanging out, probably avoiding a lot of people are probably avoiding people from their hometown tonight on Thanksgiving Eve. They're staying home with us. All right, question number 6. Rescuing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's Uncle Phil or Carlton? Rescuing the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's Uncle Phil or Carlton is your clue.
I feel like I'm tricking myself here. Oh yeah, no, duh. What am I thinking?
What time's up. So talk me through your thought process.
Well, I just completely ignored the year and I was like, okay, well, rescuing must be Saving Private Ryan. End of thought process. But obviously that makes no sense. What am I missing?
The surname of the family on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was Banks.
Yes.
So Saving Mr. Banks. He's done 2 saving movies. He likes saving people.
What a hero.
He's such a heroic man. All right, question number 7. Tennessee natives, 1985. I dug into early Hanks for this puzzle round. Tennessee natives.
Man, I'm blowing it again.
That's tough. It's tough on like this one. Well, I saved it towards the end because it's sort of a tougher Hanks movie, although not. This movie is not very consequential to his filmography, but it is consequential, I believe, to his life because I'm pretty sure this is the movie where he met Rita Wilson. And it's Volunteers. Tennessee is the volunteer state.
Right.
And Volunteers is
Candy in that?
Candy's in that. Yeah. He's like,
I don't think I saw it.
He's like a rich Hanks is like a rich guy, like a rich kid who has to like flee the country for some reason. So he signs up for like some Habitat for Humanity type thing in South America.
What are they? Do they still do that? What's that thing? You sign up for the.
Oh,
there's a name for that. There's a whole but it's like
Let
a
us know in
place
the
where people
chat
go
if
to
you know.
find themselves instead of joining the military or something.
Yeah. Oh, Greenpeace?
Not Greenpeace.
No, because it's like
I'm gonna remember.
it's Greenpeace is on a boat, isn't it? Isn't Greenpeace on a boat?
Well,
usually?
yeah, like environmental, like anti-whaling and like anti-logging and stuff.
Yeah.
This is like.
Let us know in the chat if you know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Let us
like
know
the
if
Salvation
you
Army or
know
something,
more
but
than
it's
these
not
two
that.
confused men. All right, and our last question here in the puzzle round: compendium of Nimbus, Stratus, and Cumulus maps.
Man, if you told me that movie was more than 10 years ago, it seems like that just happened.
I know. Well, we lost like a year, at least a year and a half of just like a blip. So like that accounts for some like compression of time. But there are some things I used to know exactly when things happened and like how long ago something happened, and now I'm just like,
I think it's just the period of your life.
I guess so.
Where you're in the like
everything is
generation
accelerated.
that matters.
Yeah, exactly. And you have like young lives that depend on you, and like so your days are just like keeping them alive.
Yeah,
and then
you're not locked into the greater consciousness. You remove yourself from the zeitgeist.
Exactly. So it's just like, oh no, that movie came out like a year or two ago. No, it came out in 2018.
Yeah, just the last time you paid attention.
Exactly. So the answer to this, of course, is Cloud Atlas. Cloud Atlas is your answer.
The Peace Corps.
The Peace Corps. Yes.
That's what I was trying to think of.
Okay, so that's why I thought Greenpeace, because peace, it's got peace in it. How'd you do overall? I know you're not keeping score or anything.
I think I missed two. I missed Volunteers and one other one.
Felt
I think
solid.
I've been in like a solid like 7 or 8 per round deal. Historically, I sit comfortably just outside like the top 3 or 4.
Sure, that's you had one. You had one season though where you were like, you did like a bunch of. You didn't do characters. Excuse me. You facilitated characters coming to the show. Let's keep the reality intact here.
You're gonna edit this out, right? You're blowing it.
Just from that, you were in like the top 4 for the season. One
right?
season.
It's probably I don't do it consistent enough to compete on like a seasonal basis, but there's you got some heavy hitters in your regular crew.
No, I know, and it's gotten heavier in the last couple seasons. Including this season, there's some new teams that are just like they're in like the top 5. It's very competitive.
If I had 1 or 2 people working with me as a solo artist, I think
it's hard. It's hard doing it.
I'm never going to crack that. Yeah.
So, all right, that brings us to our 2 truths and a lie round. So the way this works, I did rework this game to be more in the format that we've been using for season 11 of TMQ. This is your 2 truths and a lie round. I'm going to ask you a question that has 2 correct answers. Each correct answer is worth 1 point, but there's also a fake out answer in there. So if you pick that one, you get 0. So choose wisely. You can, if you know one of the answers for sure and you don't want to risk hitting the decoy, you can click the 1, hit submit, and collect 1 point. All right. So this round is called Hanksy Holidays. And it's all about Tom Hanks movies that coincide with a holiday at some point in the film. And I won't necessarily be asking you about the holiday and how the movie intersects with it, but that's the jumping off point. All right, so here is our first question. Lieutenant Dan famously had a bad New Year's Eve in Forrest Gump, but Gary Sinise would go on to appear in which other 2 films with Hanks? Your options are Apollo 13, The Green Mile, and Saving Private Ryan.
This is a good, tricky one.
Yeah.
Because you can almost visualize him in all 3 of those.
I know, right? To me, that's like one of the hardest parts of writing trivia is writing believable fake outs for multiple choices. Like, because if you make it,
how cute you want to get with it, because Because there's a line where when you start to cross it, then people are just like, you know what, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to be too tricky, too like, well, technically, I did one a few weeks ago where I said, like, I was kind of tricky in this round. It was like characters in stop motion movies directed by Tim Burton, and I included a character from Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, and Frankenweenie, because he didn't direct Nightmare Before Christmas, which like but I was like, I feel like that's fairly common knowledge now, so it's not like too scummy of a trick question. But I do feel bad. I don't like trickery. I like just like. All right, so this one, do you know the two, Calvin? Do you know what the two are?
I'm almost positive he's in Apollo 13.
Yep, he's the astronaut who doesn't get to go because they thought he was sick.
Right, and then isn't he also a prison guard in Green Mile?
He's like the warden or the police commissioner, I think. He's like the guy whose like wife is sick, and they sneak John Coffey out of the jail to heal her. So it's Apollo 13 and the Green Mile. But yeah, you can totally see him there's so many people in Saving Private Ryan too. Like
so many famous people. And also like I feel like Gary Sinise is like, yeah, put a uniform on me, give me a buzz
exactly.
Like, yeah.
He's another exactly. He seems like he would fit in. That's why I thought that was a good fake out. So thank you, Calvin. Thank you for appreciating my fake out. Here comes your next question. Castaway's Chuck Noland is about to cut his Christmas short to go on an ill-fated journey where he comes to rely on items from FedEx packages, including which two of these? Which two of these does Chuck Noland use regularly? He uses them multiple times over the 4 years that he is on the island in Castaway.
I'm pretty confident about one. Okay, I have my guess. Yeah, another tricksy one.
Yeah.
Okay. Almost positive he uses ice skates as a blade.
He uses it as a blade and ultimately ultimately as an ad hoc dentist tool too. That's where like there's the time jump is when he's like he has like an abscessed tooth or something, and like right as he's like learning how to live on the island, he can't take the pain anymore, and he knocks his tooth out with the ice skate, and then it time jumps. He passes out, and then it time jumps like 4 years to when he's skinny, to when after they finish making What Lies Beneath. And what's the other one, Calvin? Do you know?
I don't know, but maybe I'm overthinking it. But I want to say, does he have a VHS and he uses the film as like cordage or something?
It's how he makes rope. It's how he makes all the rope on the island is strands and strands of VHS tape. Right. So yes, VHS tape is the answer there.
Mirror's a great fake out because it's like, what, does he start a fire with a mirror or something?
Right, and he has the pocket watch that he was going to give to Helen Hunt, and he can kind of like see himself in that.
Gotcha.
All right, and I think he uses the other ice skate blade as a mirror too. Yeah. All right, question number 3. These rival owners of which two fictional bookstores celebrate Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, and beyond over the course of You've Got Mail? It's got a bunch of holidays in this movie. The options are the Shop Around the Corner, Fox Books, and the Travel Book Company. What are the names of their rival bookshops?
Yeah, this will be guessing for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, just guesses.
Do you know one?
I know like one's the big corporate one, right? And then one's the local.
He's the corporate one, and that's right. Fox Books.
Okay.
He's like
I imagine hers is the cute Shop Around the Corner, but
it is. Travel Book Company is from Notting Hill. It's Shop Around the Corner, though, is also the name of the movie that You Got Mail is based on originally. So I
didn't realize it was a remake.
Yeah, it's
Like an old divorce comedy or something?
Yeah, it's like another like screwball romantic comedy, just like Sleepless in Seattle, which I think is the next question. Yes, Sleepless in Seattle's Valentine's Day rendezvous at the top of the Empire State Building is a reference to An Affair to Remember, starring which two leads? Cary Grant, Katharine Hepburn, Deborah Kerr.
Interesting. Well,
yeah.
I mean,
yeah. You can. I know what you're thinking, and that's kind of the thing is that you can one of them, sure,
right.
But then you got to decide: do you know it? Do you want to risk it? So the one obviously is because it's a romantic comedy from the 40s. There were no same-sex romantic comedies in the 40s. So it's Cary Grant, and which of the actresses do you know?
I do not.
It's Deborah Kerr. Deborah Kerr is the other one. So yeah, a lot of holidays in these Meg Ryan, Tom Hanks connections. Not Joe versus the Volcano though. No holidays, I don't think.
Take a holiday, right?
That's true. I know he can get the job, but can he do the job? Do you remember in Joe versus the Volcano the drudgery office that he works in?
Vaguely, yeah.
And he just Dan Hedaya from like Cheers and Clueless is his boss, and he just keeps saying, "I know he can get the job, but can he do the job? I'm not arguing that with you." He just keeps saying the same thing over and over on the phone.
The movie is so weird.
It's so bizarre, and it's written by John Patrick Shanley, who wrote Doubt. Right? I think it's him. It's not John Cameron Mitchell. It's there's John Cameron Mitchell and John Patrick Shanley.
Guy?
What's that?
John Cameron Mitchell, is that Hedwig?
That's a Hedwig guy, but that's not him.
No.
I think. No. I think it's John Patrick Shanley wrote Joe versus the Volcano. I have to look that. I'll look that up before Wednesday.
It's like they were trying to make a Terry Gilliam movie or something. And
I know it was so weird. Well, it was 1990, so it was like that dying gasp of hyper, like we were saying, like hyper high concept.
Yeah.
But all right, so this one's technically not about a movie per se, but he's David S. Pumpkins, man. He's his own thing. And the B-Boy Skeletons, played by these two actors in the original 2016 SNL sketch and this animated special pictured here, are part of it. Your options are Bobby Moynihan, Mikey Day, and Kenan Thompson.
This one I know. This is one of those sketches that absolutely deserves the.
I watch it every Halloween. It's so dumb. I mean, and aside from like they did do this animated special, and I think they did do one reprise, like they brought him back one time.
Well, that's what SNL does. I mean, it takes something great and beats it to
they've
death.
Thankfully, for the most part, let it be. Like they don't have Hanks on like every year playing David S. Pumpkins.
Maybe he won't let them.
It's not like you can. It's got to be Hanks to do it.
Right.
All right, so it's not Kenan. It's not Kenan. It's Mikey Day and Bobby Moynihan are the two B-Boy Skeletons.
Just because I know you can relate, but as someone who's like written comedy, the fact that the what's written and then how it's performed to achieve the effect, how funny it is and how weird it is, and to make it work, like it's such a sweet spot, and it's so hard to land.
And it's
that intersection of things, and
it's also set up really perfectly because it's they're on the ride. There's two maybe three normal like haunted house things, and then David Pumpkins.
It's really good, really good.
All right, question number 6. The real hijacking of the Maersk, Alabama came to a resolution on Easter Sunday of 2009. Big year, 2009. Which two Oscar nominations, it got more than these two, but which two of these Oscar nominations did Captain Phillips, the movie, earn? Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor, Best Picture are your options. It also got like Best Sound Design and Editing nominations, but these are, which two of the like top line nominations did it receive?
I'm not a big awards guy. I think I know one.
I definitely like awards as a writing tool more than the awards themselves.
Just as a source for trivia, you mean?
They're great trivia fodder
Yeah.
because it's just like it's like the entire they've been doing it for almost the entire history of film, and it just kind of it's a good pinpointed way to get into. So do you have any guesses on this one, Calvin, or do you know straight up?
I don't know, but the one guess that I feel pretty good about is I want to say that the dude who played like the lead pirate got Best Supporting.
Yeah, Barkhad Abdi. He got Best Supporting.
And then I don't know between Hanks and Best Picture.
It's Best Picture. I was trying to be a little tricky because Hanks gets so many Oscar nods, but he was not nominated for this. Got a lot of other nominations, but not the Hanks man. All right, question number 7. When FBI agent Carl Hanratty arrests Frank Abagnale Jr. on Christmas Eve in Catch Me If You Can, he ends the years-long fraud spree that included Abagnale impersonating what 2 professions? Pilot, doctor, architect.
This one I think I know. But I want to say I've seen this movie maybe twice, but I remember really liking it.
I love this movie. I saw this in the theater when it came out. I've seen it a bunch. It's like, it's really solid. It was like, I remember it's 2002, and it was the same year that Spielberg made Minority Report. And it was just like, damn, this is like, it might be his best double year for Spielberg.
Wow.
In my opinion. I like, because
I guess I don't know.
Well, no, I guess objectively you have to say Schindler's List and Jurassic Park are a better.
Yeah, that's not close.
You can't really. Yeah, you can't.
But for your heart.
Yeah. All right. So for this one, what you said you thought you had it, Calvin. What did you think?
I'm pretty sure it's pilot and doctor.
That's right. He is a pilot. He is a doctor. He does not pretend to be an architect. All right. And your last regular question before the post-credits blitz. There's a brief moment of 4th of July celebration in A League of Their Own. Which 2 AAPGBL teams later face off the World Series set finale? The Rockford Peaches, the Kenosha Comets, the Racine Bells.
No clue. I will say, though, that Rockford Peaches just hits me wrong. I can't imagine that being okay. But when was this set?
1943 or so. I mean, these were real teams. These were all these were the real teams. They fictionalized a lot of it. Like Gina Davis's character wasn't a real person, or Hanks, and they didn't use the name Wrigley like we were saying earlier in the game, but they were all real teams, and the history of the league was pretty accurate aside from the real names. All right, so the 2 here that had the 2 sisters on it was the Rockford Peaches and the Racine Bells. The Peaches and the Bells were your 2 answers there. All right, so we've gone through all of our rounds except for our final post-credits blitz, which works a little differently this season. I wrote some new questions to make it in line with how season 11 works. Just a reminder, this game doesn't count towards the season. It's just for fun, for some Thanksgiving Eve, Hanksgiving fun. So the way this works now is I'm going to ask you 3 questions. Each question has 2 questions in it, really. An easier one that you can answer for 1 point, or a harder one that you can answer for 2. So you don't have to answer 2 questions. You have to pick which one that you want to answer, and you get either 1 point or 2. All right, so here comes your first pair of questions. Tom Hanks has served as writer-director on 2 films. That's it, just 2 films. Name his 1996 feature debut about a one-hit wonder. That's for 1 point. Or name his 2007 second feature about a middle-aged man who goes back to college. So pick the 1-pointer or the 2-pointer. Type it. You can't double down, though. You can't, type the 1-point answer, the easier one, and throw up a guess. You gotta commit.
think I know either.
All right. So, Calvin, would you go for, if you were playing, what would you go for?
I guess I would go for the one pointer because I can make a guess that is an actual movie, but I cannot think of what that second one would be.
So the first one is That Thing You Do, which is one of my
Right.
favorite movies of all time, and the other one is Larry Crown. Larry Crown. Everyone, remind me in the chat. I remember there was a Larry Crown running gag on TMQ a couple of seasons ago. I can't remember what it was, but if you can remember what the Larry Crown joke was, let me know. I can't remember what it was.
I feel like Larry Crown was like the kickoff of like what is Tom Hanks doing anymore? Like just
what is this?
Being a guy in a movie, whatever.
Hanks has cameoed as himself in 2 films, Borat's subsequent movie film and The Simpsons movie. For 1 point, name the disease that Borat spreads to Tom Hanks. Or for 2 points, name the planned attraction that will replace Springfield, which Hanks is endorsing. Gonna have to remember.
I didn't actually see the Simpsons movie, and I'm trying.
No, it's good. I've seen it a few times. It's
I did see it, but just once, and I remember his bit, but I can't remember the name of the attraction.
All right, so Calvin, you definitely didn't see this slide, the answer slide at all, when I accidentally jumped too far forward and had to edit that out later. But do you know the first one or the second one? I know you said you don't remember the second one, but do you remember the first one?
I don't. I probably would have said AIDS and embarrassed myself.
It's COVID. Borat was like, in the second Borat movie, he's like patient 0 for COVID. And in the Simpsons movie, they're going to destroy Springfield with a missile. And Hanks is endorsing the new Grand Canyon, which is not where anything was or ever has been, as he says. All right, and your final question for this glorious Hanksgiving evening: Hanks is only one of two actors to win consecutive Oscars. Name the character that Hanks played in 1994 that earned him his second Academy Award. The second one's the easier one. That's 1 point. Or name the character that Hanks played in 1 year earlier in 1993, earning him his first statue. That's for 2 points. So I need the character for both of these. One of them's easy, one of them's hard.
Man. I don't think I'm going to know. That I might be able to name the movie, maybe.
Yeah. You know the first one, though, I'm guessing, right?
I don't know it, certainly, but I have a guess. Is one of these Apollo 13?
No.
No. What did
no.
Forrest Gump, right?
What's that?
Forrest Gump?
Forrest Gump is the 1 pointer.
The 1 point. Okay.
That's his second Oscar. And a year earlier, he won for the film Philadelphia, where he played Andrew Beckett. He played Andrew Beckett. That's why it's the last question of the night. It's hard. It's going to be a hard one. All right. So that's it for for Hanksgiving. I hope everybody had a good one. I hope everybody is feeling nice and relaxed as they head into their Thanksgiving. Thanksgiving is nothing compared to Hanksgiving. But Calvin, thank you so much for playing along and bringing your friend the volcano today.
My
tonight.
Pleasure.
It's night.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's so late.
Tryptophan.
So yeah, we've had done all that Thanksgiving pre-gaming. So thank you so much, Calvin. It was a pleasure. I'm wearing a cozy Hanksgiving sweater for tonight's game. So it was a pleasure. So Calvin, we'll see you soon. and hopefully have you back for a non-holiday game. Everybody else, thank you so much. It's been fun hanging out in the chat with you. I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, so maybe something horrible happened and I just don't know about it yet. But theoretically, it's been fun. So come back next week, Wednesday night at 9 on the 29th. We will have another live. We'll be back to live playing season 11. Be the 9th game, the decisive game before we get into the championship game on December 6th. All right, so stay safe. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Have a wonderful Hanksgiving. Enjoy some turkey McClunky, everybody.